Throughout history, technology has helped to solve mysteries and problems. With each advance, the humanity benefits, but it also generates more questions. On October 6, 2005, Google Earth allowed us to have a scrollable map of our world. It allowed people to digitally visit the most popular places in the world at the reach of a click. At the same time, it allowed us to see an endless number of intriguing and peculiar images. During this video we will see those images and the stories behind them. As always, we will start at level 1, and slowly we will get to level 5, where the most fascinating and terrifying ones are located. Level 1. During 2017, a man was looking for a satellite image of the Black Sea, and stumbled upon this image of a guy with half of his leg missing. This is clearly a Google Maps technical error, but at first glance it's pretty scary. The image is still available if you enter the correct coordinates. La Cocina is one of the places not only dangerous in Lima, but where people find a number of disused objects, items of great value at lower prices. It turns out that a young man wanted to locate the busy place on Google Maps and found something curious. In the image you can see a man standing next to a pile of mannequins. But the guy is doing something next to those human statues, something rather weird. This one is not so much scary as it is strange. There's a giant pink bunny on top of a hill in Italy's Piedmont region. But if you were just browsing Google Maps and saw this, it would be pretty strange. Many Google Maps users have been disturbed by the image of a young man wearing a gas mask in the middle of a forest. What was he doing in that place and why was he wearing a mask? Many theories have been proposed about it, but none have been confirmed. This photo was taken on a street along Tamagawa-Yasui in western Tokyo. However, this strange street view photo, it would appear that students in the area appeared at this location, wearing masks as a prank. Still, it's a little scary that something like this would show up on Google Maps. This is a photo from Google Earth, capturing a woman walking in front of a pyramid in the ancient city of Chichen Itza. The legs resemble those of a horse, too strange to be true. Probably another Google Maps error, which is a bit disturbing to see. Level 2. Near a port in the United Kingdom, one could see what appears to be a giant crab on the dock. As usual, this image generated many theories about what it was, some saying that it is a structure that by chance looks like the silhouette of a crab, others claiming that it is a kraken or a similar creature. However, the truth is that it is all a fraud, since the image was photoshopped. This curious image was shared by an anonymous user. Fans of the superhero Superman joke that this image is evidence of his existence. Others claim that it is an angel ascending to heaven. Some people explain that it could also be a giant bottle flying through the skies or an alien spacecraft with a particular shape. Although, as we have seen, it is quite possible that it is a technical error on the part of Google. In 2009, a user posted a Google Maps image showing a group of masked and disguised people standing in the middle of a road. The strange appearance of the characters caused internet users to start exchanging theories about their origin. People claimed that it was the cartel, claiming that they are members of a drug cartel attacking drivers, so if you saw masked people, you should stay away. A person visiting Martha Chapel Cemetery in Texas via Google Maps can spot the figure of a ghost girl who seems to be peeking out from behind the tree. This could be quite strange at first glance, but it could also be likely that this little ghost girl is just a strange knot in the tree, or the face of a little girl who happened to be hiding behind the tree as a street view car drove by. This image was taken in Poland, which led many people to believe that aliens had finally arrived, and this was proof of it. However, the excitement was short-lived, as those who lived near the coordinates decided to investigate and came across this. The object that in Google Maps looks like a UFO is actually a circular building that from the air gives the impression of being a spaceship, so in the application was named as Alien UFO Resort. Level 3. The Reddit user Nelup discovered that in a street view image, a donkey appeared standing on the side of the road, but if you turned around, it was lying on the ground as if Google's car had run over it. Google clarified the rumor, and pointed out that the photos were actually taken backwards. The donkey was taking a nice dirt bath on the road and then moved out of the way as the Google car drove by. But many people believe that Google only stated that to protect its own interests. As a hobby, a young man was looking for his grandfather's house using Google Maps. However, he was shocked to find a curious scene next to a ferocious bear, which was being chased by a man, a scene hard to imagine, but thanks to Google we can see the curious image. Reddit user Linfen shared this image of the ruins of Hashima, a Japanese island that has been uninhabited for almost 40 years. It was a mining town with more than 5,000 inhabitants and was abandoned in the 1970s and is now considered an unsafe town for tourists. Linfen is the most polluted city in the world. The pollution is due to factories, but above all to the coal mining industry. Its air registers very high doses of carbon dioxide, arsenic, and lead. It is said that spending a day outdoors in this city is equivalent to smoking 50 cigarettes, so the population suffers from severe respiratory problems. Life expectancy in Linfen in this city is only 60 years. And thanks to Google Maps you can see images of this city yourself. If you try to see the famous Area 51 on Google Maps, what you will find is that when you see the satellite image, you will observe the curious fact that to move the cursor and zoom in the image, you will not be able to, and the only thing that will come out is an image with a flying UFO, which moves as if it were the cursor. It is a government-protected area, that is why Google is not allowed to capture images beyond the allowed limit. Adding another reason to want to know what activities are taking place in that area. Not much is known about the origin of this face. It is unknown if it is part of a statue or some sculpture that was there and collapsed. Reddit users report that this creepy broken face on Google Maps is somewhere along the coast in The Hague, Netherlands. Level 4. Another Reddit user has posted a disconcerting image of a strange figure looming on a balcony of an apartment in France. Its appearance has led many to claim that it is some sort of demon. The fact that Google has distorted part of the record has only fueled the craziest theories. The five-pointed star surrounded by a circle of 366 meters in diameter is located on the south bank of the Tobol River, in an area where there are no other signs of human presence and whose nearest settlement is the city of Lysakovsk, almost 20 kilometers to the east. The star was a popular symbol during the Soviet era. Stars were a frequently used symbol in the Soviet Union to decorate facades, flags, and monuments. Yet many comments on the internet link the strange symbol to devil worship, nefarious religious sects, or inhabitants of the underworld. This red lake, located in the outskirts of the city of Sadr, generated a long speculation when it was discovered in 2007 by Google Maps. Although the image has since been removed from the map servers, there is still speculation that this area was nothing more than slaughterhouses and sometimes poured blood into canals. Through the magazine, National Geographic, it was indicated that the red color, which many speculated was blood, is actually due to the large amount of algae that grows in the area. It even indicated in its publication that, as the lake dries out, its salinity increases. The high salt concentration of the warm water makes what is left of the lake an excellent breeding ground for Donaliella algae, which can turn the water blood red. Hunting vehicles from Google's Street View service has become a kind of global sport, as many people want to be immortalized in an image that captures the vehicle to later appear on the web and show it off to the whole world. Therefore, it is not difficult to find, from people in costume, samurai battles in the street, to naked people. But what happened in 2014 in Scotland still has the first place to the strangest and at the same time funny event that has occurred in Street View. This because a couple of friends decided to simulate a murder, which led to an entire police investigation. Dan Thompson and Gary Kerr are two Scottish mechanics who saw a Google Street View van approaching their street, so they devised a way to appear on the service and be recorded for posterity. The event took place on Giles Street, which is shaped like a U, so when they saw how the vehicle entered from one of the ends, they prepared to set up the prank. The first thing that came to their minds was to simulate a murder, and they only had less than a minute to prepare the crime scene, so Dan threw himself on the ground while Gary took an axe out of the workshop. As the vehicle approached, they simulated a scuffle until Dan lay completely motionless on the ground. This happened in August 2012, and for both friends the joke stayed there, until in June 2014 a terrified Edinburgh resident called the police to report the alleged murder, so the city police mobilized to investigate and find the whereabouts of the murderer. This is how the police finally arrived with the perpetrators of the prank, who explained that it had all been a setup, so the investigation was closed at that time and no charges were filed, as there was no crime to prosecute. In the city of New Baltimore, were captured these images, where this particular house seems to be haunted, because the image is only distorted when approaching it. It even seems that you can see a person in the center. Level 5. There is no doubt that there has always been a lot of skepticism about the possibility of aliens existing in some corner of the universe. Now, researcher Scott Waring claims to have found evidence of ancient aliens at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. A discovery he has made while examining the coast of Nazca, Peru, with the help of Google Earth. Waring says that the UFO at the bottom of the ocean is related to the Nazca lines in Peru, due to the proximity it is located. The Nazca lines are a group of geoglyphs in the Nazca Desert, but they are so ancient that scientists differ on their origin. Some believe they were an attempt to connect with the gods in the sky, while others claim they were observation points related to cosmology and astronomy. In 2013, there was a particular coordinate that caught the attention of many curious, in which a man is seen dragging a supposed body and leaving a trail of blood on a pier. Many say that it would be strange for a man to drag a body in broad daylight, and add that what appears to be a human body is actually a dog, along with his master. The enigma remains open, and Google never came out to clarify the situation, further fueling the mystery of the coordinates. A young woman wanted to see what the streets of Chernobyl, in Ukraine, looked like and decided to use Google Maps to do so, but it never crossed her mind that she would find a disturbing image in one of the buildings of the former nuclear base. Many know the story of the Chernobyl nuclear accident. A series of explosions and fires triggered a spread of radioactivity that affected those who were close to the catastrophe. In Chernobyl, you can see that there are still people walking around the place, usually military, but the young girl who checked the buildings of the place in question with Google Maps was amazed with a mysterious stain on the walls of a large structure. What the girl found in her Google Maps tour were some stains that look like blood. The peculiar shape shows that they are spilled blood streams. It is not yet known what these stains are due to, but this only creates more urban legends about what happened in Chernobyl. A YouTube user discovered the terrifying image. He was checking with Google Maps a street in Camden, a small town located in Oneida County, when he noticed a beautiful, abandoned mansion, but in the windows of the mansion captured by Google Maps 3 pairs of hands can be seen. These hands are stuck on the windows, as if they were trying to escape from the place. This disturbing image gave rise to countless theories, and the one that had more acceptance in social networks is that it was a crime scene, which had been captured by Google Maps unintentionally. The image generated so much controversy that Google Maps decided to censor the windows of the abandoned mansion. A man from California, United States, claimed that Google Maps has a photograph that includes the body of his son, found dead next to the tracks of a train in 2009. Upon learning of the complaints spread in the media and social networks, the service that publishes satellite images of the Earth warned that it will delete the image as soon as possible. Jose Barrera explained that the photo shows the body of his son Kevin, 14 years old, next to a train line, a police car, and at least 4 people, presumably security officers. Although the date of the photo is unknown, its characteristics coincide with the crime of Kevin Barrera, found dead near his home in Richmond, California, on August 15, 2009. The crime is still unsolved. The veracity of Jose Barrera's testimony is not known, nor if the photo really is what it claims, but it is intriguing and frightening to think that could be true. At last we have what could be the most disturbing thing about Google Maps, which is something that, funny enough, we have no image. Google Maps is a very useful tool, and can even be a pretty fun game like GeoGuessr, a game in which the goal is to guess where you are. However, it is also a tool that can be used by those who seek to do evil to the world. There have been many cases where serial killers have claimed to use Google Maps to stalk their victims. Although Google Maps is not a real-time image, it is frightening to know that we can be watched by anyone in the world, if we happen to be on the streets when the Street View car pass by. It is terrifying to think that with a single image, someone can know that we frequent that place, and from then on they can follow us without us realizing it.